Welcome G Yamazawa on the stage.
Boss, what's good? How y'all feeling? If y'all feeling good on the count of three, I need you to make as much noise as y'all possibly can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. When I say spoken, y'all say words spoken. Words spoken. Words. So in the last 4 years, I've grown from 4 walls into a home, from a rocking chair into a throne, from a phrase into a poem. Learned how to spit from the pit of my jawbones. I ain't got much taller, but growth I have damn sure shown. See, in the last 4 years of my life, I've learned how to write, and I've learned how to shed my light despite the darkness of the night. Learned how to grip my pen like a prison bar and pry myself free. Like I got Mandela inside of me, but I also learned there's devils inside of me, and there's a heaven that I gotta see. I gotta keep pushing even when it seems like that heaven is out of reach. See, I learned how to love, and I learned how to hate a little less. Learned how to depend on cigarettes more than my own father. And I learned that a brother ain't gotta come from the same mother. And I learned that a man ain't defined by no age and no number. See, I learned how to sweat when I pray and bleed when I write. Learned how to rip the seams off the mic and lose my voice trying to gain my freedom. Even learned how to sing, even though I can't sing. Even learn how to move my soul and do my dance. Boy, I grew my hair and learned how to go Super Saiyan. Learned that a man can still smile like a kid. Learned the only cage that I'm in is made of my ribs. Learned to appreciate them days back when I was troublesome. And I learned the difference between writing a poem and becoming one. See, I've grown from a poet into an artist, into an archer, aiming arrows at my target. Grown my own food and been living off my harvest. But see, the seasons are changing, so my poems are too. But I'm liking the direction. I think I'm starting to rhyme more because I want my life to start connecting. Because see, I've learned how to learn, so now I'm learning how to teach. Because I done learned how to practice whatever I preach. But I grew from a grain into a beach, and I knew for the game I'm playing for keeps. So whatever I say what I mean. So whenever I speak, I'm able to reach a place that bleeds, and a place that burns, and a place that knows. I got a lot more to learn. Boss, how y'all feeling? Yo, it's fucking lit right now, yo. It's fucking lit, yo. Ricky, you tell me you're gonna be like this, man. One time, can we keep that round of applause going for all the showcases we did? That was an amazing show, yo. So far, I've been thoroughly enjoying the show. Incredible performances from everybody. One time, can we also make sure we get a huge round of applause for the tech team, the sound and lights, and all the people behind the stage, behind the scenes, making this happen. Amazing team. This venue is fucking dope as shit. I learned a little about a historic venue as well, like an old church with a bar in it. It's like hella lit. Fucking got these lights on me, all these red lights and shit. I feel sexy up here. Honestly, I kind of feel like rotisserie and shit, but like sexy rotisserie, you know what I'm saying? Shouts to all the people in the nosebleeds, yo. Shouts to y'all. Shouts to y'all looking at me like, excuse me, this is VIP. Excuse me. So my name is G Yamazawa. My real name is George. Very underwhelming name. Born and raised in Durham, North Carolina. Where are my North Carolinians? That make some noise? Oh shit. That was like a rhetorical question. I'm also Asian. Where are my Asians? That makes some noise. It's so dope, man. I always ask that in a room full of like no Asian people. You know, I've been in the South. I've been in the back like, woo! I'm like, you're not Asian, man. But we gonna get it popping, man. I've actually been on tour for about a month now. This is the last show on the tour before I go to Denver tomorrow to and this is great, and actually, like Ricky was saying, this is going to be the first time I ever incorporate music and poetry into the same set, so I'm very excited, yo. So after the poetry is done, we're going to get some hip-hop in. I might ask y'all some questions, like aggressively ask, do y'all like hip-hop? Yeah, whether you like it or not, I think the appropriate answer would be yes, okay? So yeah, if y'all ready for some poetry, let me hear you say, yeah? Let me get a drum roll. 10 things you should know about being an Asian from the South. 1, after growing up with teriyaki chicken and fried chicken on the same dinner table for 20 years, what is your favorite food? Will become a real difficult question to answer. 2, when you smile, they'll try to ridicule your eyes for being smaller than you. Tendency of wanting to see through you. you will truly become American. 4, when they speak of black folk and white folk, do not take sides. A wolf will become friends with a sheep as long as its kindness leads to something it can dig its teeth into. 5, they try to call you all kind of things like Bruce Lee, Jelly, Jack Chan, Christy Yamaguchi, and Hong Kong Phooey. Laugh along with it's okay to laugh at that part, shit. Everyone's like having traumatizing memories and shit. Laugh along with their ignorance. It'll give you strength. Remind yourself that when Bruce Lee still made you feel weak and helpless. 6, I never really liked list poems like this, but I figured it'd be fitting since Asians are supposed to be good with numbers. 7, don't get mad at instant ignorance, because some shit is just plain funny. See, one day a classmate asked me what I was, and when I told her I was Japanese, she said, "Oh, I thought you was Asian." 8, when they call you Chinese, correct them. 9, upon correcting them, tell them your full name and your native dialect. Remind them of your parents' birthplace. Remind them of Hiroshima and Nagasaki until the conversation feels nuclear. Remind them of your ancestors who danced with swords until their choreography was lethal. Then remind yourself that you were only reminding yourself, because after your entire conversation, you will still be Chinese to them. 10, find time to search inside. You see, a smile won't shine unless you wear it with pride. See, I remember every time I would laugh, I would cover my eyes, but now I realize I have nothing to hide. See, I like my chicken teriyaki or fried. I like my fried rice with hot sauce on the side. See, this is all those ridicules and racist as a child, and this is dedicated to all them Asians from the South, but there were plenty of things I had to sacrifice to. I used to sell half pounds to half of my school, but I ain't swagger jacking. I won't rap like you, cause dog, I'm Asian. I eat cats like you. That's the most racist shit ever, I'm sorry, y'all. Out of all the poems I've written about cultural identity and like my grandma and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, I'm Asian, I eat cats like you, is the greatest shit I ever written in my entire life, y'all, I swear. I spit that at a high school in Southeast DC. We used to do poetry recruitment in the cafeterias, and I remember being on top of a lunchroom table, and I was like, dog, I'm Asian, I eat cats like you, and the whole joint was like, I see one old lady's head, like, explode and shit. It's like one of those super easy lines. Like I was freestyling in my pickup truck one day. I used to deliver pizzas and shit. So you know what I'm saying? I was like, deliver pizzas, freestyling like, man, I ain't trying to rap like you, cause dog, I'm Asian. I eat cats. Like, let me write this shit down. And I did feel like it was racist. I did feel guilty a lot. Like I felt like I was single-handedly perpetuating this stereotype into the world. Like I felt like crowds were all leaving thinking I eat cats. You know, it's just terrible. Because when I was in Hawaii, any Hawaii folks in the place? Damn. I was in Hawaii. Hawaii's got one of the biggest poetry slams in the country. It's like 400 people, right? And they're all Asian, right? And I had never performed in front of an Asian crowd. And I got up there, I was like, yo, these are my people and shit, you know? I'm about to kill this shit. And I went up there, I was like, yo, I'm Asian, I eat cats like you. And they were like, what? They were looking around at each other and shit. They were like dead silent. It was actually kind of a traumatic experience for me. But since now I realize it's not racist as much as it is like owning that language and sort of having a response. I grew up getting picked on so much. Raise your hand if you got picked on for anything when you was growing up and shit, yeah? Anyone because of race? All the white people are like, all the people are like, oh, yeah. So I think like, no, I think the experience of sort of when you know that Dave Chappelle skit when he was like, you ever ran into something that was so racist you didn't even know what, you were just like, wow. That was racist, you know? And I think if you have enough experiences, you sort of start to build this life force and this capacity to be able to sort of deal with these issues as they come along. And I did that poem on national television, right? And I had another weird moment where this dude recognized me at the airport and he was like, yo, you the guy that was a Versus a Flow, you did that poem, you know? And I was like kind of feeling myself and shit, you know? I was like, yeah, that was me. He was like, I eat cats like you. I'm like, no. I wasn't ready. If y'all still having a good time, say yeah. Yeah. So I grew up in an immigrant household. Make some noise if you grew up in an immigrant experience. So lit right now. This is so lit right now. So you know how when you grow up with immigrant parents, you realize the way your folks do things are just so different from the way your American homies do things. For example, I cuss a lot. I don't know if it's been noticeable, but was it bad for y'all to cuss in the house when y'all was growing up and stuff? Yeah, still is. So my parents thought that shit was funny, you know. We'd be watching a movie and my mom would be like, bitch. Any cuss word, she'd just be like, motherfucker. There's just no context for these words. And even my pops, like I'd be driving out the driveway, you know, my parents say goodbye from the front porch, and my dad would be like, I'm like, what? Take it back off, laugh it off. And I think no matter how much we may differ culturally or ethnically, I think a lot of us share a generational gap between our parents, right? So my dad's old school. I don't know if any of y'all got old school parents in here. My dad called me the other day and he was like, Georgie, today is a special day. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, Dad? He was like, it's a secret. I was like, why the hell did you call me then, bro? Like, what are you talking about? My dad's like, Georgie, today I get the iPhone. But he's like not a technologically sound dude. He loves using his hands. He loves growing things. Got fruits and vegetables in the backyard, which is really dope. He's got chickens in the backyard. He built the chicken coop out of bamboo. It's the most Asian shit I've ever seen in my life. And you know what's crazier than that is actually a while back, he started growing rice. And I was, you really out. Georgie. All of North Carolina, I am only the one growing rice. I was like, Dad, bro, what you talking about, man? We went to the dude's house. He had rice at his house, Dad. He showed you how to do it. And he was like, only the two, all of North Carolina. That is hilarious, yo. But really, you know, my dad, he's a quiet man, and he appreciates the silence. And whenever I speak to him in English, he always returns the foreign favor. You see, for him, speaking Japanese is like a walk in the park. I imagine speaking English is like climbing a barbed wire fence. You see, my father's accent is bumpy, like the conversation between airplane tires and American concrete that welcomed his arrival to the United States. His pronunciation has trouble landing. His tongue knows turbulence. You see, my father is a chef. He'll add extra syllables to his sentences like seasoning, something that'll taste better in his mouth. If I ever complain about hunger, he'll tell me to go get the cheeseburger at the Burger King. My father's accent can be an asshole because my father's accent ain't smooth like my birth certificate. It's the rough edges around my family's grave. It's the crease that creates the wings on a paper crane. You see, my father's accent is like a hole in a Japanese internment camp fence. It's an escape route to his culture. His accent is thick, and his words stick together like the vinegar rice on his working hands. He spent more time cooking for people than working on his speech because he knew standard English wasn't going to feed his children. The recipe is his way of talking to Americans. It's how people understand what his heart is trying to say. You see, the accent is the mark of an immigrant. It's a ruler with mile-long increments that measures the distance away from home. See, maybe Asians are known to be good at math because that's the only homework our parents could help us with. Or maybe I'm being defensive because I'm afraid that my rusty Japanese is a broken chain link that can't hold my lineage together. I am afraid of passing down my lack of language to my children, and their grandpa's accent will sound more foreigner than family. I am selfish, writing poems and poems and poems about Japan when my name is the only word I know how to write in Japanese. So for me, identity has kind of always been this like pressing topic in my life, you know, naturally because of the circumstances I was born into, being Asian in North Carolina, also being Buddhist in the Bible Belt was a really, really interesting dynamic for me personally. I remember being a and then being like, yo, you going to hell. And I was like, absolutely, you know. And I was like, damn. You know, sorry, am I allowed to curse? I didn't ask you. Is this enough? Okay. You know, that's it. So, you know, I was like, damn, man, you know, and so I think I was pressed with these questions, these difficult questions about sort of, and right now I think everyone's also really struggling with what it really means to be American and also really what it means to be alive. What does it mean to be gifted with breath right now? And for me, you know, I grew up, a lot of my sort of poetry career in a sense has started out with a lot of like angry Asian man poems, you know what I'm saying? Just sort of like, and I think it always begins with this because many times you don't know how. These very difficult conversations I began to have with myself. And so I think, but at a certain point, for me, I was able to sort of learn how to, but sort of, as I began to mature, began to learn how to transform a lot of that anger into this very, very deep, undying compassion. right? And so when you start to sort of are able to, because the anger is there, right? And it'll always be there, and the forms of it will always be there. I think we all sort of need to learn our unique ways that are true to ourselves in order to, and how to transform that into something that can be productive. And so for me, I've sort of learned how to not only transform into compassion for others, but also compassion for yourself, and like how do you really learn how to love yourself, right? It's like a difficult concept to learn how to love yourself while at the same time sort of being able to shed your own ego as well, right? And knowing how to love yourself in a society that capitalizes off self-hatred. And for me, I think just thinking about my lineage of love and culture and art and my family, and it sort of led me to this first poem that I wrote is dedicated to my grandma. This poem is one of my favorite poems. My grandma actually right now is not doing that well. So it's sort of, as I've been performing it over the years, it's sort of taken on new meanings for me. She's bedridden right now, and she's really in the last chapter of her life. And so this is dedicated to her. Real quick, make some noise if you like love your grandma and shit. Grandmas are the shit. My grandma is mad cute. She's like this tall, understands no English, yo. And I had a show in Durham a while back, and my school, because my parents came out and they brought my grandma, which is great because they never get to see me perform much anymore. And I looked over during the middle of my set, and my grandma was like knocked out on the couch. And apparently she like woke up during the middle of my set, and like she saw me on stage, and I guess she just like forgot where she was or something, you know, and she starts like calling my name out, and she's like, Georgie, Georgie. My mom's like, shh, George knows you're here, Mom. And she was just like, oh, and I went back to sleep. You know? But in Japanese culture, right, reaching 88 years of age is like a lifetime accomplishment. And the character for the number 8 means open. And upon turning 88, one will open up their lives and embark on a new journey. And according to my grandma, she's been 88 for the past 3 years. But now we all know she's finally got 1 month left until her birthday. And I just want to finish this for her while she's young. Oba-chan, kokoro kara, dear grandma, from my heart. You were at the hospital when I was born. There must have been something about 3 generations being in one room that made history seem tangible. So easy to touch, so easy to hold. You see, my grandmother's frail fingers casually carry 87 years of her life, and her arthritis tells stories. Her index finger, crooked and gracefully, points me down memory lane to a time when I first saw her dance, first saw her hands painless, holding a traditional Japanese fan, moving crowds like wind, a 5-foot tsunami dressed in a kimono, face paint, and culture. How beautiful to be able to tell stories with no microphone, no literary devices, just a choreographed version for love for this stage and a connection to the people. It is a love that runs through my blood, free as 1,000 paper cranes, free as a cherry blossom in the spring, free as a ring finger without those rings. See, I've come to believe that a wrinkle is worth more than a diamond could ever be, because her 3 marriages have died, but her pride still grows on her follicles. That's why her hair waves like a Japanese flag on the side of a kamikaze jet, knowing her life will crash on American soil. The other night, she held me tight, cried, and said she was ready to die, but something inside told me she's not quite ready yet. But what do I say? What can one possibly say about life to a person who has already seen the smirk on death's face? Her arthritis comes from his firm handshake. Her knuckles are too weak to open a jar, but still strong enough to carry her sanity in her palms. See, for the last 8 years that I've lived with her, I woke up to her prayers and fell asleep to her cooking. She would mend a rice ball like a broken heart and feed it to me in case I ever needed another one inside of my chest. I recently noticed her feet are deformed from dancing on top of decades. I used to think we took our shoes off to help keep the house clean, but it's really to respect the land she walks on and remind myself this is not a nursing home. My daily dialogue is her assisted living now. I know why she always wants to make me food, because watching me grow helps her feel more alive. So you were at the hospital when I was born, so count on me to be there for you when you die, Oba-chan. You have choreographed my respect for elders, and as long as I'm breathing, I will be dancing behind your face paint. Yo, fuck when you're gone. I want to remember you now. I want to walk through your wrinkles, get drunk off the wine you sip out of hourglasses every night, and bend my future arthritically but beautifully so that my life will remind others of your ring finger. I asked my mother what's the one thing she would say about hers, and she said, she has experienced war. She has experienced lots and lots of struggles, you know. But she never be defeated. So I did that poem, wrote that poem for my grandma's 88th birthday, and I can't read or write in Japanese actually, so I worked on this poem for months, and my mom translated it for me, and we put it into this custom frame, and read it to her at the dinner table on her birthday. I was like bawling. It was a really beautiful moment. And she actually was going back to Japan the next day to visit relatives, and later that night after dinner, I was walking around the house, and I look over by the trash can, and the frame is on the ground by the trash can with the poem like ripped out of the frame. I was like really confused. I go grab the frame, I go to my grandma's room, and I'm like, what happened to the poem? You know, apparently my grandma loved it so much she wanted to take it back to Japan with her, so she ripped it out the frame and folded it up and put it in her suitcase. And I was like, Grandma, that's so sweet, Grandma. I could have printed you another copy, Grandma. I was like pissed, you know, but you can't be mad at your 88-year-old grandma, you know. I was just like, kind of chuckled, yo. I was like, damn, my grandma really has no idea what a printer is, you know what I'm saying? Just whole other era and shit. And she actually will paint these little postcards, and my mom will take a picture of it and put it on Facebook, and my grandma thinks it's on TV, okay? So every time I call my grandma, I'll be like, Georgie, my painting is on the television. And I'm just like, that's great, Grandma. What's up to you? Make some noise if you enjoyed yourself so far this evening. Before I get into the last piece, I just want to say I really am so thankful and honored to be here. Yo, 12 years, man. We clap it up for 12 years one more time, man. It's an honor for me to not only get to experience Ian Dub, but also to get to share. So also just want to give y'all a heads up. If y'all want to support, I have some CDs in the back. Make some noise for the homies at the merch table, you know what I'm saying? Everything's $10 each. But if you don't want to buy anything, or you know what I mean, don't let that be a reason to not come say hello. You know how people who ain't trying to buy should avoid eye contact. And also if you want to, I would love to stay connected with everyone. So please, find me on social media. I really hate doing this. It's the most awkward shit ever to just be guys, please be my friend. So you can follow me at G Yamazawa and everything. And I'm working on a debut album right now, and it's gonna be on all the streaming platforms and everything. It's coming out next month, so be on the lookout for that. This is definitely what I really love doing. And I've been thinking a lot about what it means to sort of be able to have the privilege to be able to speak to many people at one time, at a time like this. I've really been trying to think about what it is, raise your hand if you feel like you found your purpose in this lifetime. No, I think, I've gone through a lot of sort of this guilt also in asking that question. I think it's something that's really, it's on a lot of people's hearts right now. I think what's most important for me, I think, is to try to encourage people to really, whatever it is that you do or want to do, do that shit. Do it fully. Your whole life, die empty. You know what I mean? And I think that I really want to encourage people to just sort of. Anyone read The Alchemist? It's actually kind of like a real Hallmarky kind of book, but I like it, you know. But in that book, one of the lines that stuck to me was if you stop listening to your heart will stop talking back to you, and that voice will get softer and softer and softer. And so while we can in our lives, please just keep chasing whatever it is that makes us feel alive. And I think that the world needs a lot more of that. Yeah. So I'm gonna get into the last poem. If that's cool with y'all, say yeah. Yeah. Anybody here who work with? Make some noise if you like kids and stuff. You like kids, you know how some people are I was an after-school teacher for kindergarten through 5th grade. It was one of the coolest jobs I ever had in Washington, D.C. You know how kids are little people, you know what I mean? And then they'll have these grown-up tendencies, and that's when things get really funny. And my homie Anthony's a 2nd grader. He's this tall. He was washing his hands up, and he was like, Mr. G, you know the school is haunted, right? And I was like, no, it's not, Anthony. He was like, yeah, it is. He's like, look, and there's this metal panel on the wall that's cracked open, you know. He's like, yeah. He's like, look, and I'm like, oh shit. And I scared him. Which I probably should have been doing as a supervisor, you know, but I scared him. And he takes 3 steps back and he puts his hand on his chest like this. And he puts his other hand on his forehead. You got me, dog. I think kids are so amazing, and I've been doing this wordsmith thing for a long time, since I feel like maybe 12, 13 years old. And it wasn't until I started working with kids that I realized really how everything I'm saying is going to manifest in their lives in some way, some way, shape, form, or fashion. Is that how it goes? I'm like terrible with idioms and shit. So, you know, I think this next poem is dedicated to sort of, no matter what it is that we say in our language, sort of being able to cultivate a peaceful culture of language in the way that we address our loved ones, the random person at the bus stop, anybody in our lives, in the way that our language manifests in other lives as well as our own. So if y'all ready for the last piece, say yeah. Yeah. So I was so young, I don't even remember how old I was the first time I called somebody gay. But it had to have been elementary school. See, one day, my dad was picking me up, and right before we pulled out of the parking lot, a girl waved at us with a smile like a vine. Even though she was the orchard that everyone picked on, she was still sweet and loved to be alive. When my dad asked me why I didn't wave back, I told him it was because she was gay. And he looked at me with one of those religious stares, and every bit of Buddhism in his brow raised the question, what does that even mean? We all crack under peer pressure. But once you see that their earthquakes are coming from your faults, you realize how deep trembles are felt beneath the surface, where things are left and forgotten. See, this was before poetry became my world. I noticed that words have gravity. I've seen them crush people from a first-person perspective. I felt the phrase fall out of my mouth like an atom bomb without knowing the effects will radiate for years. I've loved the language that hates people, cracking jokes trying to shatter their mirrors just because I wasn't confident in my own reflection. You see, I hated myself for the shape of my eyes, so I became a bully, because we all want to feel like America sometimes, and we all want straight spines to stand for something we believe in. But it's funny how flags and people have the same knack for politely waving at the ones they have forgotten. See, as early as elementary school, my parents planted a seed, and the lotus of Buddhism began to blossom in my brain. We had a pond in the backyard, and the flat water taught me of equality, that life is the one thing we all share. I was also taught how to pray. I've been memorizing mantras and chanting sutras out loud before the Pledge of Allegiance ever touched my lips. I was taught of cause and effect, how it is the ultimate truth that everything relies on, how a thought will turn to word as quickly as fuel becomes fire, whether it's for burning down a house or for keeping a lover warm. The spark of an idea will always match the fuming language we decide to pour out of our mouths, but I forgot that the voice does the work of the Buddha. So why would I ever call someone gay before calling them beautiful? Why would I not praise the person that drinks the same water as me? Why would I lift my voice just to put someone else down? You see, us humans, we have a habit of overpowering and taking what doesn't belong to us, but I pray that we are making our way towards the moment when our tongues are the only thing left for us to conquer. And if there's one thing I've learned about being a poet, it's that it's not about what you have to say in your poem, it's about what you have to say when your poem is done. With that being said, I need everybody to get up out your chairs, y'all. Get up out your chairs, get up out your chairs, stand up, come on, come over to the stage. Y'all make some noise for DJ Rollo Hollows on the ones and twos. We're gonna have some fun, y'all. I don't need confirmation, don't want to be a star, I want to be a constellation. I want my heart to beat the way it wants to be my occupation, because art can free a nation, art can be a sanctum, art is freedom painted, hardships rearranged in ways that make us appreciate the creation. I be on the grave shift, digging up a grave with a pen and a pad. I be lifting ghost faces, heaving up the ancient, the spirit of the dead emanating from the lyric I just said. I thought I told y'all motherfuckers every tear that I have shed felt freedom when I bled a memory out of my head. I'm breathing from the pen, the ink is in my lungs. I know I'm not the best, but I think I am the one. I'm drinking on the sun, I'm puffing on the moon. I got everything to gain and got nothing left to lose. I got nothing left to... Hold up, wait, let me think about that. Matter of fact, I got a lot to lose. I need to fall back, need to appreciate these knees that keep me walking intact. And I also got a ton to talk with. How awesome is that? My parents strapped down the dream so I can harness my rap. No silver spoon, but love is gold and there's no tarnish in that. I often got in altercations, I was arguing back, cause I never thought about the fact they gave all that they had, so I don't do this rap shit to make an audience clap. Too many homies got a rap sheet cause laws are trapped. Too many fraudulent politicians and officers laugh cause they taking all of our money without giving part of it back. Hey, y'all make some noise for Ricky over here on the side. That's the homie right there, we go, man. I know it's good, man. Yo, I put the script, the final chapter has begun. Samurai style, grew my hair and wrapped it in a bun. Rapping just for fun, don't need a plaque, it's platinum. Cause Captain Crunch ain't having when I'm bagging up for lunch. Hey yo, motherfucking G, I'm sucker free when I'm killing it. I try to quit cigarettes, but the stress be kicking in. It's living when I spit it, put you in a bad predicament. Y'all lickety split licking while I express my exquisiteness. Multiply to get the dividends. I never finished college, but I'm about to perform at Princeton and Old Dominion. I'm rapping to oblivion, rap about the actual state of mind that you live in and have the passion for penmanship. I need it from the top. Y'all make some noise to DJ around over there. I want the 2s and the 3s and 4s. Check it out, these motherfuckers that don't know who I am. Check it out. Yo, so this for all the people who don't know G Yamazawa. I was born in Carolina, mom and papa from Osaka. 7 pounds, 7 ounces, said the doctor. Hopped up out the operation room, spinning in umbilical like helicopter. A Kakalaki baby, 1990 when she made me. Thankful that my mom was praying. Pop was in the kitchen making teriyaki chicken, serving businessmen who never gave tips. I was at the crib eating jelly biscuits and crispy bacon. And so he saw so much sun, he sat up with a side of honey on my quarter leg, and that's coming right up. And I knew I was the thoroughbred when I was gallo, and that was before I knew what the OJ Simpson child was. How does the immigrant youth of America seem to challenge themselves to do what our parents could never possibly do without us? We don't want your palace or your fancy chalice, so if you talking out the side of your mouth, just don't be talking about us. Boss, so y'all make some motherfucking noise. Hey. Bounce with me, just bounce with me, and bounce with me, bounce with me. Everybody, yo man, you know how like, you can cut, you can cut, you can cut. I swear like, you know, I'm like a super regular, oh, we gotta, oh, looking fine and shit over there outside. Is the sound all right? Y'all good on the sound and stuff like that? So, it's so crazy doing hip hop, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like since I was a little bitty kid, I like wanted to do rap shows. And I know I'm like nobody, you know what I mean? I'm just like kind of, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like, yo, this is a dream come true right now. Hey, super poppin', super poppin'. So everybody throw fists in the air up for me one time for the people. Yeah. Let me see that peace sign for the 2-time peace sign. Can we get that shaka for some good vibes right now? Shaka for some good vibes right now? Yeah. Now let me see her open up that hand right now. All that negative energy, all those things, all those mistakes you've made. I've made some very terrible mistakes in this last week and hurt a lot of people. That's like kind of not a funny. It's like super serious actually. So all the negative energy, all the things that done people to hurt you, anything, let all of that shit go. Let all of that shit go. Everybody say, drop that shit. Drop that shit. Hey, fuck with me. Hey, fuck that one Asian dude and get out. Y'all seen that shit? Yeah. Shouts to all the Asians dropping M-bombs like it's in style. 20% off. We ain't really related. You like an analog. You ain't living. You updated your SIM card. I don't give a fuck about a motherfucking fault. The next generation stuck up in the matrix. Every race just trying to deal with their own self-hatred. Long as we don't vote with Donald Trump though. I heard he sell peace at the gun show. Best see you at the protest front row. Tell me what you run from, homie, what you run for. Knocking on your front door, dipping through the back door. Just cause you POC don't mean you fuck a black folk. Just cause you POC don't mean you fuck a black folk. Check the stack close, see the line between yourself and the macro. Whoa. If I started a football team, I think I'd use Chink for the mascot. And the logo be mad hot with a mushroom cloud for the backdrop. Sasquatch with the pat tie on padlock with the cash drop on the black top. Whitewash like a cyclops with a laptop on the wristwatch. Putting hip hop in a ziplock. Bitch stop, it's the shit I grew up with. That crunk shit, that subwoof in the back bumping. That sub start smacking and make the trunk lift. The bang that triggers you. That machine gun funk shit. I need it to function. I need it so I can get up out of the grieving, weeping and suffering. I see in abundance people that claim to MC but can't proclaim peace. So I'm here to deepen the substance. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Ku Klux Klan still raising their youngest. Refugees showing up to your country and blood get thick when that shit gets ugly, y'all man. We done came a long way from y'all man. Sound black but he look Chinese. Shouts to the southeast and the Bengalis. Got a problem with the track, you can run it by me. Yo, sell out B, put a fist in the air, let the dreadlock swing. I'm a Southside boy doing West Side things. I'm a Durham OG, I'ma rep my team, motherfucker. Hey, all this and dabbing this shit, you know what I'm saying? I know I talk a lot of shit sometimes. I got this GoPro, I'm gonna give it to the audience and shit, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I need to check my own ego as well. Yo, stop ego tripping. Say, don't ego trip. Stop ego tripping. Don't ego trip. Say, stop ego tripping. Don't ego trip. Stop ego tripping. And don't ego trip. Check it out. I said, all I really know is that all I wanna be is a young gentleman with a smile in my teeth. Care about the future, care about the team. Carolina blue kicks, Carolina dreams. Born in November, all I'm gonna bring heartbreak, fall in love is all I'm gonna need. All I really know is that all I will achieve could be gone with that click bang on them on a pier. Don't like opinions, yeah, you can't argue with them. Yo, you don't like religion, try altruism. Stop ego tripping. My country to the D is made of egotism. I'm writing letters to my wallet, got a scene on the minute. Trump bump to the beat, at you a fetal position. They call me cocky, but I'm confident. We know the difference. Stop ego tripping. Say, don't ego trip. Stop ego tripping. Don't ego trip. Stop ego tripping. Don't ego trip. Stop ego tripping. Hey, don't ego trip. Check it out. I said, give me your number, give me your name. Shoot me a text and I'ma give you a ring. Hey, yeah, give me your trust, love, give me your hand. Even though I know I never give you a ring. Is that an ego trip? Is that a free throw miss? Shake like a brick that hit Debo lip. When you young and you dumb and all the homies say you want that emo shit and my ego tripping. Yo, the world blowing up, how could I be so pensive? Big smile, but am I eco-friendly? They don't know nothing about me. Yeah, from the southern pines to grind with palm trees. Abu Dhabi Mall, I call her Paul D. Becoming a blur, traveling the world, thinking that the world revolves around me. Man, I caught myself ego tripping. Say, don't ego trip. And stop ego tripping. And don't ego trip. And stop ego tripping. And don't ego trip. And stop ego tripping. And don't ego trip. Hey, make some noise, y'all. Been rocking out, man. I really feel like rotisserie right now, son. Holy shit. We partying and stuff after this too, right? So I got one more joint for y'all before I get out of here. This last one is dedicated to my parents and my family. One time can we make some noise for all the amazing moms and dads out there? You can go ahead and drop that. This one means a lot to me. My parents ran a restaurant for 30 years in Durham, North Carolina, and taught me the importance of sharing your culture openly with strangers and the community. So this is dedicated to them, y'all. Hope y'all enjoy. It's my last joint, check it out. Mama waiting tables, Papa in the kitchen, Emily was hostess, I was doing dishes, we was trying to make a living on a, come on, I'ma stay true no matter what I do, raised in a family serving food, just made sure I wasn't in the dining room, cause Mama waiting tables, say Papa in the kitchen, say Emily was hostess, yeah, I was doing dishes, we was trying to make a living on a, come on, I'ma stay true no matter what I do, raised in a family serving food, just made sure I wasn't in the dining room. Mama always had a dream that she could speak English, translating in America, 50 state of mind, never had the capital to be a star in the field, ended up putting fish on a clean dish, never felt so defeated, how did she even interpret her feelings? Her mama was dancing, her sister was singing, her husband was hopeful, my Yumi was dreaming. Yo, I seen her balance 10 plates with 5 fingers. What a talent to be openly sharing your culture with strangers. Slowly but surely she showed me the way of the shogun is patience. Came to Durham, set up shop in the city, serving Asahi Kitty. We be thinking that food that we eat, cause Mama waiting tables. Say Papa in the kitchen. Emily was hostess. Yeah, I was doing dishes. We was trying to make a living on a, come on, I'ma stay true no matter what I do. Raised in a family serving food, just make sure I wasn't in that dining room, Get away from that dining room, boy. Joji come, what are you doing here? Stay out of that dining room, boy. How many times I gotta tell you? Get away from that dining room. See all these customers eyeing you. Get out that dining room. Papa always had a dream, but I never really knew. He couldn't remember, so I never had a clue. He never had a friend, no ace, boom, cool. I guess it got left in his hometown too. Now he had to take a job that he didn't really choose. Had a strong voice that he couldn't really use. That's why immigrants be cooking that food. It's the only way to communicate with you. I seen him put a knife through a sea of dead dreams. Oh, but the life force that the dead brings. Slave to the work, wanna be set free. Yeah. Made me wonder, would he reset me? Yeah. Is it rightful to think he'd rewrite write his own life, knowing his child will document this. But I'll write and I'll fight for the time that his family was calling him with his own. Forgiving me more than a playful. Y'all are pitying me more than grade school. Yo, y'all told me the reason you sacrificed all of the things that you loved, even if you were made to show me the strength you only one man can achieve what the grace do. If you love what you do and you faithful. Yo, all my failures can never try to blame you, and now all of my victories claim you. We used to have a wishing well and the wishes never came through, but I guess the dreams came true, even if mama waiting tables. Papa in the kitchen, Emily was hosting, I was doing dishes, we was trying to make a living on it. Come on, I'ma stay true no matter what I do. Raised in a family serving food, just made sure I wasn't in a dining room, cause mama waiting tables. Say Papa in the kitchen, say Emily was hostess, yeah, I was doing dishes, we was trying to make a living on it. Come on, I'ma stay true no matter what I do. Raised in a family serving food, just make sure I wasn't in that dining room, Stay away from that dining room. Georgia, what are you doing? Get out of that dining room, boy. How many times I gotta tell you? Stay out of that dining room. See all these customers eyeing you. Get out that dining room. Everybody say, go DJ, go DJ, go! Hey, everybody say, go DJ, go DJ, go! Everybody say, EM Dub. That's my shit. Say EM Dub. Say that's my clique. Y'all, thank y'all so much for having me. My name is G Yamazawa. I'm very honored to share the space with y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. Y'all have been beautiful. Man, I should have brought an extra shirt and shit, man. Make some noise for the video team we got going on. Who am I missing, yo? Make some noise for the bartenders who gave y'all y'all's drinks. And all the people who have been helping out behind the scenes. We couldn't have made this happen with y'all without y'all. So I think we're gonna party, we're gonna kick it. I'll be here until the last person leaves. And I think we're gonna go get some soup dumplings and shit later too. Yo, I love y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. One more time, make some noise for this song.
Yo, let's give it up for G Yamazawa! Check. Oh, double mic. Yo, we want to kick it out, we want to vibe it. If you haven't already, definitely check out the raffle table. We got some few more gifts we want to give away. But I think we're feeling pretty good. Can we give it up for DJ Hollow, Rollo in the building? All I want y'all is to, yo, enjoy yourself, take care of yourself, we're all about community. And, whoa, hold on, oh my goodness, I fucked up. I messed up. Before we dance, oh, y'all want to dance, right? Yeah! We need to get G back on the stage. We need G. G, we need you back on the stage. You gotta change that shirt. It is part of a tradition for us to take a family photo. Can we take a family photo before we start dancing? We need y'all to look mad good. G, where you at, bro? All right, I'm gonna pass it to the homie Congo.
Yo. Mike.
Oh, JK.
Everybody make some noise one more time for G Yamazawa, yo. G Yamazawa. G, the future, man. You're the present, you're everything. Thank you so much. And thank you all so much for East Meets Words 12th anniversary. Shout outs to Ricky, shout outs to Ali, shout outs to Amanda, Francesca, Simone, Rob, Melly, Shruthi, everybody, Jeff, all the homies. So much work got put into making this event happen for y'all. So we really, really hope you appreciate it.